everybody who sent in your fabulous pictures of flowers yesterday. We really loved seeing them. Today, Wednesday, we've got Pokemon characters. So the juniors, we're going with a Squirtle, and for the seniors, we're going with Detective Pikachu. I can't really add anything to it because I don't really know what any of it is, but I do know how to draw it. So let's get drawing. What we're going to do here is we're going to have a nice big moon in the centre, and then we're going to put in our Pikachu. So you can hand draw it. I'm just going to use a little pot here just for ease, and because I really want to have an absolute perfect circle here. So that's my circle going in there like that. And then the first stage, all you're doing really is putting in this little bit of land that he's standing on, coming up, keeping your lines moving so that it's like a little hillock almost, and then coming down like that. And then all we're doing now is thinking about pretty much just above the centre of the circle, and I want you to put in this shape here which will form Pikachu's head. And that's it. So if you pause there and pop those shapes in. Okay, so we're going to put his body in now, and what I want you to do is from this head here, we're going to take it down there like that. Now I only want it really to come to there, so what I'm going to do is bring this up a little bit higher, there like that. And then a little curve around for his arm, that starts there, and we've got that sort of shape here. And here it's just going to come out one, and then round there like that. And then we've got this crazy tail, which I believe is what makes him look like Pikachu. Just think about that negative shape, and there you've got that small shape there. And then take it out and down and to there. So the last thing we're going to do at this stage now is just over here, because we're going to have a sort of flashlight with his little Pikachu sign. And I just want a small circle there. So if you pause and pop those in. So we'll just finish him off now. I'm going to take this bit here down a little there. So we've got that as the head shape coming in like that. Then he's got this is because this is Detective Pikachu. He's got this little hat like that with two things sticking out. And then there's really distinctive ears coming off there. One. And then this one's sort of sticking out at an angle here. Two. And then if we pop in the mouth, so the mouth is really open like that. We've just got a line and then coming down here and a little curve there. And the eyes and nose are simple. We've just got 1, 2, 3. So that finishes off our Pikachu. Then we're going to repeat that shape in here as a little silhouette, really lightly, because we're actually going to use our crayon here with a bit of wax resist. So you just want a silhouette of exactly what you've just drawn there with the eye, with the ears and the little chunky arms there like that. And that's it for the drawing. So we're going to paint this now. So if you're painting, stay with us. If you're colouring, stay with us so you can see what colours we're going to use. And let's get painting. Do this using watercolour paints and a little bit of wax resist. So this is just a twistable crayon, but it's any kind of crayon will do, any kind of white crayon. And if you've not got a white crayon, an old white candle or something like a birthday cake candle. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take small dots like that. I'm going to put those everywhere. These are going to be little stars, and you need to press quite hard to ensure that that works and comes round, so all over in this starry sky, but not in the circle, which is going to be the moon behind Pikachu. And I'll just go in with these white dots. Now here, what I want you to do is to go round Pikachu with the white all the way around and fill that circle so that when we put the paint on, it will resist that. And then at the bottom here, take two, we haven't got any pencil lines in, but I'm just putting 2 lines in. I'm going to do that as if there's light coming up there. So we've got the wax resist coming around. And now we're going to do our moon. You'll see the wax resist in a minute, so stick with me. So I'm going to mix, first of all, a quite pale yellow wash. As always, I'll test it out on my paper. That's about right. I don't want it too yellow because Pikachu's yellow as well and I want him to stand out. And I'm going to go right into this circle with that here. But when I get to this bit, this is just to help me with my painting, I'm going to leave a little tiny gap between the land and the moon. And the reason for that is because I'm going to do the land black and I don't want them to mix in with each other, which they will if I don't leave that little gap there. So watercolour always dries slightly lighter, so I've thought about that when I've been mixing this. So if it seems a bit too dark, don't worry, it will go lighter. Now, here we go, I'm coming round. I'm going to do exactly the same there, just a little gap. That's just to help me. If you've got all the time in the world and you can wait sort of 5 minutes for it to dry, then you can go right up to the edge. But we'll be here all day if we do that, so we've just left that. Now the next one, where I barely put any paint in that wash, in this wash, I am going to put loads of paint. I want it really, really, really dark. So I'm going for, if I just put a bit of black in, it'll be a grey. And I don't want a grey, I want a really, really, really dark black. So I'm really keeping going here until I get, that's it. Might even go for more. There we go. And then I'm going to take this here like that. And I'm going to be really careful not to let it go into my yellow. Around there. And I'll put that in here like that. So that's the ground done. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to let this dry for a few minutes and then come back in and I'll put in the sky and finish Pikachu. Now I'm going to do the sky. I've let the moon dry here. May have only seemed a second in the video, but it was actually, I left it for about 5 minutes. Now I'm going to mix here. I'm going to do a really dark sort of sky blue here. I'm going to mix both 2 blues there. So I've got that and that. Add a bit more water. And I've got my black here as well. So I'm going to put a bit of my blue in the black there. Okay. So the key here is I don't want it to go onto my moon. That's fine, it is dry. Well, and now we should start seeing our stars coming up. Can you see those? Yeah. And then I'm going to go into my black here. So I want it being sort of black at the top, really dark, and then coming down to mix here. I might have to mix a bit more black there. Can you see how the stars are really shining out on that side? And we're taking that dark down into the blue to get that effect. I will have to quickly mix a bit more. I'll put some of that in there. I'm going to do that up here as well. Let's go for a bit more blue in there. Coming round. Oops. Oh dear, that's me rushing. It's gone slightly into my moon, but it's fine. And can you see stars? There's my wax resist, popping up those stars in the sky. And here, as I come round here, when I go in there, you can see Pikachu is going to come up. And what I can do at the end is go in with a bit of kitchen roll to take out any of the bits of paint that I don't want on there. I'll just finish it off with the lighter blue at the bottom here. But can you see how effective that wax has been there? So if I wanted to have a bit more in that, I can just take that up like that. And I get that effect as if it's a beam of light coming up. Now to finish it off, what I'm going to do is just use 3 watercolour pencils here. You could do this just with your paints from your paint box if you wanted, but I'm going to go around here with my yellow. And put right in like that, nice and loosely. And taking the ears up here. And these are my watercolour pencils. So as soon as I put a bit of water on them, I want to give them a little pink cheek there and a little pink tongue. And I'm going to take my brush, some clean water. If I go in with the blue, it'll just turn it green, and I don't want that. And here we go, can you see? And I'm going to turn all that. Being really careful just because my black's still slightly wet at the bottom, so I'm going to be careful there. Turn him all yellow. Now I'm going to do the pink bit right at the end so that I only get pink in the cheek area. That's brought a bit of my black in, which I didn't want, but finishing with those ears. And then watch when I bring the pink in. So it's not really obvious, it's just like a nice little, and I'll pop a bit of that pink on the other side as well. So he's got some pink cheeks. And to finish him off, what I'm going to do is pop in the eyes and the nose with the brown, colour in that bit, and these tips of his ears with the brown, and his little detective hat. And then just to make him really stand out, I'm going to go around the edges with the brown as well to get that effect. And that is our Detective Pikachu. And if you enjoyed it, you could go and have a go at the Junior and get yourself a little matching, what are they called, Elizabeth? I've forgotten. Squirtle. A little matching Squirtle to go with your Detective Pikachu. Hope you really enjoyed that Detective Pikachu and his fabulous night sky. If you want to have another, if you've not Pokemon'd out yet, go and have a go at the Junior one where they've got a nice easy Squirtle to paint. Hope you loved it, and we will see you tomorrow for the Daily Draw with the grandparents, and Elizabeth's going to be here with a really beautiful apple barrel. So make sure you tell grannies, granddads, whoever else might enjoy drawing and painting with you tomorrow, and we will see you then.